In this question, we're given a table which shows the probabilities that a biased dice will land on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, and on 6. We're told that Neymar rolls the biased dice 200 times. Now we need to work out an estimate for the total number of times the dice will land on 1 or on 3. And so the first thing that we need to understand is that the sum of the probabilities of all outcomes must be equal to 1. So now using this information, we can go ahead and find the probability that the dice will land on 1. So we can say P1 equals 1 minus, then we add all the other probabilities together, 0.17 plus 0.18 plus 0.09 plus 0.15 and plus 0.1, and we get an answer of 0.31. And so we can write this in our table above. Say the probability that the biased dice will land on 1 is 0.31. And now we need to find the total number of times that the dice will land on 1 or on 3. And so the probability that the dice will land on 1 or on 3 is a probability that the dice will land on 1 plus the probability that the dice will land on 3. So we can say that P1 or 3 is equal to 0.31, which is the probability that the dice will land on 1, plus 0.18, which is the probability that the dice will land on 3. And so we'll get an answer of 0.49. And so now that we've found the probability that the dice will land on 1 or on 3, we can go ahead and find an estimate for the total number of times that the dice will land on 1 or on 3. And we're told that Neymar rolls the biased dice 200 times. And so to find the total number of times, we'll do 0.49 multiplied by 200, and we'll get a final answer of 98 times. This question is worth 3 marks, so let's take a look at where these marks are allocated. The first mark is for finding the probability that the dice will land on 1, by using the fact that the sum of the probabilities of all of the outcomes will be equal to 1, and so we found that the probability that the dice will land on 1 is 0.31. Now the second mark is for finding the probability of getting 1 or 3, and then multiplying this by 200 in order to find the number of times the dice will land on 1 or 3. And we showed our work in here. We said P103 equals 0.49, and we multiplied this by 200, and that's our second mark. And that final mark will be for getting the correct answer of 98, which we've shown in our answer box below.